meet everyone. This is Fuchsia Moon. Today I'm going to show you the books that I have and the books that I recommend for anyone beginning to practice Wicca or paganism, and honestly anyone. These are the books that I use all the time and the books that I keep right here underneath my altar. So to begin with, these are my Silver Ravenwolf books, To Stir a Magic Cauldron, To Light a Sacred Flame, and Solitary Witch. I love her books because she has a conversational and modern tone. It's very accessible, it's cheeky, and I just love her. Some people view her as very fluffy bunny, but I really think these are great resources, especially for a beginning witch. They tell you a lot about the different sabbats and a lot about the background and the history behind the goddess and god as deities. This is the Encyclopedia of Magical Ingredients. It's really useful when you're crafting spells, when you are coming up with rituals, basically for a lot of things that witches do in their daily lives. It has information on all of the different magical ingredients that you could ever want, and, well, I guess not all of them, but very many of them. And then it has tables that show you which ingredients correspond with which intention, and that's really, really helpful. These are Scott Cunningham books. He is probably my favorite Wiccan author. Wicca, A Guide for the Solitary Practitioner is the first one. This is another staple of the beginning witch's library, or really any witch's library. I don't really identify as Wiccan myself, but I absolutely love him. He does a beautiful job talking about the Wiccan lifestyle and the way that paganism can change your life. Living Wicca is the sequel. I'm reading it right now, and it is amazing. I really think that it says a lot of things that other Wiccan and pagan books don't. It talks about the actual thought process behind being pagan, the value that it has in your life, the way you can live paganism every day. This is another Scott Cunningham book, Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs. It's an illustrated guide to herbs, quite beautiful. The Magic of Incense, Oils, and Brews. This is a resource that teaches you the ingredients that you can put in different oils and incenses to honor different gods, different seasons, etc. And speaking of different seasons, this is Wheel of the Year. I think it has a secondary part of the title. Yes, Living a Magical Life. And it's an awesome way to go throughout the year and experience each part of the Wheel of the Year. As a pagan, it gives descriptions of the changing seasons, some ideas that you can use to celebrate the changing seasons, and the history of these celebrations. Here's some astrology books. This one goes through and talks about astrology in different cultures. Astrology, A Guide to Eastern and Western Horoscopes. This is Planets in Communication. It's another astrology book. Shadowscapes Companion, that goes with the Shadowscapes Tarot. It's an amazing tarot deck. I highly recommend it. And these are a couple of old books that I picked up at a used bookstore. They're both astrology books, and I highly recommend especially Linda Goodman's Sun Signs for understanding astrology and the way that different signs work to influence people's behavior. These are some old books of shadows. Here are some books on numerology. Let's see, I think there's one hiding back here, yeah. Numerology, which is the science of finding the numbers that control your life. Really interesting, fun thing to do. The runes, these are guides that are very good to have if you, like me, are someone who can't keep all of the runes in your head at the same time and you need a reference. They're both titled The Runes. This one is by Horik Svensson, and this one is by Lisa Peschel. These are crystal books, The Magic of Crystals and Gemstones. This one talks about different crystal shapes and the way they can heal different parts of your body. And this is the classic crystal book, The Crystal Bible by Judy Hall. It's a must-have for anyone interested in crystal healing and gems in general. There's 2, I believe, maybe more sequels to this, and I want to get all of them because this is a gorgeous book. It talks about the different colors and what they mean, the healing properties, and the correspondences of the crystals. This is a Nature Pharmacy deck, Nature's Pharmacy, and it has illustrations of different plants on cards, and it tells you the historical, medicinal, and magical properties of each of the plants. This book is very interesting. Mother Peace, A Way to the Goddess Through Myth, Art, and Tarot. I believe it's actually an accompaniment to a tarot deck. I don't have the deck, but I got this book because it was very inexpensive, and also I was really drawn to the artwork. It's quite beautiful, and I think the tarot deck actually has each of the major arcana as a different goddess. So this book is a great journey through all of the history of the feminine divine and how it influences cultures. This is a really great book if you're into finding meaning in animals. If you have a spirit guide, it can tell you alphabetically, goes through all of these different animals, talking about the reasons that they show up in your life and the reasons they guide you. This is the Magic Toolbox. It is a book that talks about each of the tools that a witch uses on a daily basis, and the history behind them, the power that they have. So athames, goblets, or chalices, however you'd like to call them, and cauldrons, etc. This book I actually got for $4 or $5 at Five Below. The Dream Encyclopedia goes through all of the different images and objects that you can have in your dreams and the correspondences behind them, why that you might be dreaming about that, and gives you some insight into the meaning of your dreams. So, sorry Buddha, I got turned a little bit. So anyway, I hope that this has been interesting or, informational or informative, however you say that word, or something. So thanks for watching, and I highly suggest that you read any or all of these books.